A very big welcome to you, my dear Sagittarius. So, the sun is still in Scorpio. And we had a new moon. A really strong, big new moon this morning. And you are getting the energy because the moon has switched immediately then into your sign. And so it's really close, right? The new moon from Scorpio. And so here comes the guide, that inner guiding light that Virgo brings to us. It's really interesting because she or he is that aspect in us that knows always that up here we can see from a higher perspective. And she looks to the left. And this is where you're going. You're going to your new moon. And so we're going to look at what Virgo is wanting to tell you. We're going to take the deck from Virgo and see what Virgo is wanting to let you know. What guide, what inner guidance is she letting you know? Right? It's important that we understand. So here comes the Seven of Swords, and that's the moon in Aquarius, which is coming soon, right? So maybe when the moon is in Aquarius, you're gonna again get faced with self-worth. It's always the Seven of Swords is that moment where we question ourselves in how can we really become a guide for others. The 9 and the 7 is the 16. Something's got to go here, that you feel that you're worthy to be a guide. Really important, right? That you really understand, okay, what's really going on here? So the moon in Aquarius, right, is literally saying, okay, so what is Aquarius saying? Because the moon, we don't need to look at the moon because it's in your sign. But what is Aquarius saying? So we're going to look at the deck of Aquarius and see, right, what is the subconscious wanting to tell you. Ooh, wonderful. Uranus. Well, a new beginning, right? The 7 that's left here is saying, well, in your crown chakra, you know that it's important to start a whole new path, to go down that rabbit hole, to understand why you feel that you're not good enough, why you feel that you're a victim, why you feel that, right, life is not giving you what you're supposed to get. You gotta go and get it yourself. You gotta go down and understand, right? The Hermit is giving itself up. That's his energy. Always the 9, when we calculate the 9 and the 7, it's the 16. The 7 is left, the 9 leaves. And the completion is that state of consciousness where we understand it doesn't need to be declared in a big statement. It is when you complete, right, when you're in the completion phase, then you are complete. You don't need to declare it to no one. You just simply are it, and people feel it. You need to look at this. You need to look at why are you not, and that's why Uranus, which is now in Taurus, you need to get down into the earth, into the understanding that your birthright is what you need to come into an understanding, that the birthright to be born here is giving you rights here. And yes, other people are putting laws and rights up for you so that you feel more and more imprisoned. But in the end, it's like you decide which one work for you and which one you want to follow and which one you don't. So Uranus, which has moved back into Taurus, right? It was in Gemini, and it will go back in Gemini and stay there for 7 years, but now it's in Taurus again. So Uranus is saying, find your worth, and that's what Taurus does, right? The Hierophant, find your spiritual worth. It's important. You are anyway going now to the new moon, and you will find out once the new moon is in your sign. You're going to see what's coming up and what is going to be really the next step. But it looks like going deep down so that you can understand the 7, that you can understand that you have a crown, and that crown no one can take away from you unless you allow that. So take action, right? Take that step deep down the rabbit hole and understand who you are and who you are going to become. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the sun in your sign and you get the new moon. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.